ANC in KwaZulu-Natal set to speak out for the first time since the NEC took up the decision to reconfigure that provincial structure. That media briefing has now started. Let's listen in.
Provincial Secretary of COSATU, Ubut Edwin, the Provincial Secretary of IPATI, Ubaba Umvelase, and Ubaba Udlangamandla, the Provincial Secretary of the ANC. The Provincial Secretary of the ANC will take us through the press statement. Comrade Nopal, over to you.
No, thanks very much, Comrade Mafika. Greetings to the media and the leadership of our alliance. Comrade Malaya, Professor Secretary Sanko.
Apologies for that, not the best audio connection once again. We'll try to re-establish that for you, especially because of how important this particular update is. The ANC and KZN speaking out for the first time since that decision was announced by the leaders of the party at a national level that they're going to reconfigure that particular alliance. In fact, I'm told that connection is stabilized. Let's continue listening in for you.
The Alliance Secretariat is pleased with the best matric results, both in qualitative and quantitative terms. The Alliance in KwaZulu-Natal encouraging all institutions of higher learning to provide greater access to all students who have passed and qualified to be admitted in institutions of higher learning. We congratulate the province of KwaZulu-Natal for achieving 89.5% and more than 84,000 bachelor passes. Importantly, we wish to salute the ANC-led 6th administration for the bold leadership on the matters of education. We hope the 7th administration will sustain this positive strategy. As the Alliance, we note to discuss the brutal violence which is alleged to be perpetrated by the EFF Student Command against SASCO in all institutions of higher learning, and more importantly, in the Durban University of Technology, Durban campus. This kind of violence has no place in our democratic order. We therefore call upon the police to act quickly and swiftly against perpetrators of violence and crime. Equally, we wish to pause and send a revolutionary message of appreciation to the membership of the ANC, SABC, COSATU and SANCO across the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We meet today after the Alliance Secretariat met to specifically deal with urgent matters which involve the following: Itala liquidation, close of Asada Metal, matters of unrest in Renkonyeni local municipality, and concerns around Danhausa mining communities. Therefore, this press briefing today is convened to outline our response and course of action we shall take relating to this matter. On the liquidation of Itala, over the past few days, we witnessed reports in various media houses about the liquidation of Itala by forces opposed to meaningful transformation of the financial services sector. As the Alliance in KwaZulu-Natal, we cannot be silent and allow these anti-forces of social and meaningful economic transformation to plunge this province into a social economic crisis that will take decades to address. Itala has always remained the hope of the marginalized that gives them the right to access to finance and ordinary banking, who mostly are rural women and single mothers. This is the reason why the KZN government has always positioned Itala as the financial development institution that promotes development and provides adequate access to finance, primarily for SMEs and vulnerable members of our society. Our Alliance Secretariat has agreed to reposition this province as the leading and a powerful player in influencing economic growth and development in South Africa. All parties agreed on the importance of strengthening Itala and enable the state institution to ignite the entrepreneurship. We want the people of all corners of this province of KwaZulu-Natal to have access to economic opportunities. However, the reality of the matter is economic opportunity can only be created if entrepreneurs have access to seed of capital and financial services. Itala has been a driving force behind the development of FMEs in this province. We won't allow the repayment administrator to reverse all these gains scored over decades of Itala existence. As the Alliance, we wish to announce the rejection of the prudential authorities' following action: application to the Pietermaritzburg High Court for the litigation of Itala, something that is not in the interest of the approximately 257,000 depositors, pursuing litigation proceedings before a formal court. As the Alliance, we believe that repayment administrator is involved in gross human rights violations of these 207,000 people and more than 5 million family members and relatives who will now have no access to their monies and putting so much financial hardships to their families. This is evident based on the following. The repayment administrator has denied our grandmothers access to their money. As the Alliance, through our various structures across the province, have received many complaints from senior citizens who can't buy food for themselves and their grandchildren after a directive to all e-Teller service providers to halt operations. Parents cannot send their children to school and they don't have access to their money. Access to education is a human right. And the repayment administrator is violating that fundamental basic right of our children. More than 400 e-Teller workers will lose their jobs, and the repayment administrator is deliberately pushing millions of indigenous households down into conditions of poverty. As the Alliance, we have agreed to embark on a grassroots-based mass action against the unsound and unjustifiable actions of the repayment administration. This will start this Friday, 24 January, during the hearing at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. We continue against the repayment administration, the public enemy number one, as we have defined it. He is against thriving rural and township economies. He is also against the overall socio-economic development of indigenous people. With this said, we wish to reiterate our firm opposition against any form of fraud and corruption which is alleged that is taking place in Italy. Our view is that any form of corruption or financial mismanagement tended to separately by relevant crime-fighting agencies without collapsing this financial institution of our people. On the matter of a close of KZN in Newcastle, the Alliance Secretariat discussed robustly the pending closure of the Newcastle finance of KZN AMSA. The closure will result in the loss of over 1,300 direct jobs, with an estimated 2,200 indirect jobs at risk in the surrounding communities. This will exacerbate the already dire unemployment situation in KwaZulu-Natal, and particularly in the rural areas where job opportunities are already very scarce. The economic spin-offs of the closure will be felt far and wide, with local businesses, suppliers and service providers also facing some serious financial drain. The steel industry is a critical component of the economy, and the closure of Newcastle Finance will have a ripple effect throughout the sector. The motor manufacturing industry, which relies heavily on local produced steel, will be severely impacted, threatening the very existence of this critical sector of our economy. This closure will be felt for generations to come, and the skills and expertise developed over decades will be lost forever. The threatened closure of AMSA Newcastle Finance repeats a similar crisis when AMSA did likewise with its Saldanha Bay operation 5 years ago. AMSA possible exit would have similar catastrophic effects for its plants in Richards Bay and Vereeniging in the province of Gauteng. With a 41% unemployment rate, GDP growth barely breaking 1%, and years of devastating deindustrialization, this will be a blow we simply cannot afford as the people of KwaZulu-Natal. Our view as the Alliance is that the closure of the Newcastle Finance is not only a corporate decision, but also a societal issue that requires a collective response by not only AMSA but also industry, including downstream the government, labour and communities. We have heard AMSA's complaints about government, and yes, those complaints may be valid. The years of load shedding were devastating across the economy. Similarly to the crisis facing Transnet, flare rate and ports, the rapid rise of electricity tariffs has posed a danger to the industry and intensive for years that have passed. But to say the government has not responded or provided support over the years is ingenious and is not based on objective scientific facts. The steel industry as a whole must come together to develop a comprehensive strategy to support the Newcastle Finance and ensure the sustainability of the sector. This could involve cooperative investment, joint marketing initiatives, and the development of new products and services. In fact, This needs to be part of the auto manufacturing industry plan or a dedicated stand-alone steel master plan to be put in place. Financial institutions must provide support to KwaZulu-Natal and other industry players to facilitate investment in the steel sector. This could include providing low-interest loans, guarantees, or other forms of financial assistance. The Department of Trade and Industry and Competition, the IDC, must intervene to prevent the closure of Newcastle families. This could involve providing financial support, facilitating discussions between stakeholders, and developing policies to support the steel industry. ESCOM and Trusted, as well as the host municipalities, must be part of this discussion. Similarly, the Department of Employment and Labour, with the Unemployment Insurance Fund, need to be roped in to see if the Temporary Employment Relief Scheme can assist with employee salaries, but this will require a turnaround plan from AMSA and a commitment not to retrench workers. IDC must play a more active role in supporting the steel industry, including providing financing for investment in new technologies, products, and services. The Public Investment Corporation, as well as the Development Bank of Southern Africa, DBSA, should be roped in to see how they could be part of an overall plan, not just to save AMSA's operations and its workers, but those of the entire value chain, direct and indirect jobs. Alliance partners have agreed to inspire picketing outside KwaZulu-Natal AMSA plant this Friday. On issues that affect the unhoused mining communities, the Alliance in KwaZulu-Natal recognizes the pressing challenges faced by mining communities across the province and remains committed to addressing these issues in cooperation with affected stakeholders. As part of this commitment, the Alliance will meet the unhoused mining communities on Saturday, 27 January 2025. We want to listen to their concerns and gain a deeper understanding of the challenges they face. This engagement is crucial for identifying sustainable solutions to socio-economic and environmental issues arising from mining activities in the region of Amajuba District Municipality. Mining communities have long endured systematic neglect, exploitation, and environmental degradation. The Alliance seeks to ensure that the voices of these communities are heard and that their rights to equitable benefits from mining operations are upheld. The meeting will also focus on fostering accountability from mining companies and government stakeholders. This initiative underscores the Alliance commitment to working with communities to achieve meaningful change, protect livelihoods, and promote social and economic justice. On the issue of the ongoing prolonged strike in Renkonyen local municipality in the Uku municipality, as the Alliance partners were agreed in our first Alliance Political Council meeting held in May 2020 to work together to make local government work for the people. It is our view, and it is still our considered view, that many municipalities have displayed severe deterioration in good governance and financial management. This has resulted in severe depletion of the municipal services. As the Alliance, we are paying attention to issues of municipal services, as the majority of public protests are related to perceptions and dissatisfaction of municipal services provided to communities at that level of government. Our members at the local level must continue to remain alert and identify causes of dissatisfaction to be addressed before the total collapse of service delivery in any municipality of the 54 municipalities in our province. As the Alliance, we have discussed the ongoing strike at Renkonyen local municipality. The strike is linked to the salary grade disagreements between the employer and organized labor. We have also agreed to resolve matters that relate to instability in Undoni local municipality. Regarding Renkonyen local municipality, following the amalgamation of two municipalities, the Hibiscus Coast municipality and
we're going to pop out of that media briefing for you in KwaZulu-Natal.